Hey there, folks. I just want to put out a live stream today talking a little bit about rape culture, the Supreme Court, racism, and, FTP, because all cops are bastards. So, those of you who've been following along in the media, then you're probably familiar with this concept of rape culture because, the Me Too movement has really pushed rape culture front and center in, the best way that money can buy. And the reason that I bring this up is because rape culture is built into media. It's built into music, it's built into movies, it's built into publishing. If you're trying to get any kind of media out there, then rape culture plays a part in it. And the part that it plays is to do with, guys like Harvey Weinstein. That if you wanted to get your film, directed or edited or put into the Hollywood scene, then you had to give it up to Harvey Weinstein. That's just the way it was. If you wanted to get your script read, or if you wanted to get a part in whatever movie, then you had to go hang out with this old, wealthy white dude. That's just the way it worked. And that's the way it works in music. That's the way it works in publishing. That's the way it, in CBS, okay? CBS just recently fired their CEO, but only after a huge controversy broke out and after multiple news reports and the LAPD came out and said we could have a case if the statute of limitations hadn't expired. So, here's CBS, arguably one of the largest media companies in the country, that is allowing a known rapist to head their corporation. Now, if that rapist had been other than a wealthy white man, imagine how differently things would have gone. If he was a Latino, if he was Native American, if he was a black man, imagine how differently things would have gone for the CEO of CBS or Harvey Weinstein or any of these other people who have had cases alleged against them. They would have been treated a lot more like Bill Cosby, necessarily, than whatever these other comedians. And so what I'm trying to point out here is that law enforcement and media work together to give a pass to white men who rape, okay? And it's messed up because the result of it is that people like me, I'm half Jewish, half Native American. I don't get a voice in media. In fact, I have journalists come onto my page and say, oh, you don't have whatever form of education that gatekeepers prevent you from having, so you aren't a legitimate journalist. Well, that's some bullshit right there. So anyway, just wanted to talk a little bit about rape culture because it's built into our society. And, media sells it to you. And once you start catching on to the microaggressions, then you'll recognize that there are microaggressions throughout media attacking women and effeminate men and making them into, whether they cast them as the bad guy, whether they cast them as submissive or not capable, then any sort of less than extreme masculinism is cast as weak. So that's part of the way that media supports rape culture. Now, just in the past couple of days, it's come out that an ICE agent, someone from the Department of Homeland Security, Immigrations and Customs Enforcement, was a serial killer, okay? So this guy was actually murdering women along the border, raping them and murdering them. And one of them managed to escape and expose him. So what's been happening in my opinion, is that the blue curtain of silence was in action along the border, and other agents knew that this guy was a rapist and a serial killer and covered up for him. Otherwise, how do you get away with being a rapist serial killer in a law enforcement office? If you're within a branch of law enforcement officers who are professionals at catching rapists and killers, how do you get away with it unless they're covering up for you? That's my question. So here in Eugene, just last week, there was another rapist cop. I'm sorry, sexual assaulting cop. So this is what happens is prosecutors are the ones who decide whether you're a rapist or someone who is has sexual misconduct. That prosecutors decide that. So if you rape a woman and the prosecutor decides that you are not a rapist, then they never allege rape against you. And the prosecutors are the ones who decide whether you have been a victim of rape or not. It's not the actions of the rapist. Okay? So that's something to understand, is that prosecutors decide whether you're a rapist, a rape victim or not, or whether your abuser is a rapist or not. So, that's why we see cases of these people with extreme wealth never being brought to trial, is because the prosecutors won't allege rape against them. And what ends up happening is what just happened in California, where this cop was raping a child, okay, because she's under the age of legal consent, then she doesn't have the ability to consent to sex. So when an older man forces himself on this younger woman, that's rape. However, the prosecutor charged him with harassment and molestation, but not rape. So, this is the same thing that happens with a lot of rapists, is that they just are never charged with it. And, towing the line are media outlets, because the media outlets could say this person is a rapist, unconvicted, uncharged rapist, or the media outlets could actually report on it in a way that covers up for rapists and apologizes for them. So I just wanted to talk to you guys a little bit about, the donut munchers who are rapists themselves, the mass media who cover up for them by not reporting the facts as they are. I wanted to talk to you guys about how law enforcement, media, and, the whole of society act basically in connection with each other to cover up for rape culture. So, it's up to us, ultimately. And this is part of what I like about Shaun King. A lot of people don't like Shaun King. I don't know him very well. I only follow him on the internet. But his program to elect prosecutors in your area, that is a freaking amazing idea. It's genius. If you put prosecutors in office in your area who represent the will of the people, then they will be bringing cases against corporations, bringing cases against law enforcement, and bringing cases against corrupt judges and politicians. But as long as we put prosecutors in office who act as a part of rape culture in connection with media, politics, and law enforcement, then we'll have a legal system that serves to support and reinforce rape culture. So with all that said, I'm going to let you guys go. I hope you have a great rest of your day out there, and I'll talk with you again very soon.